wani chemu dada ba take abakacha wonsa ebetimi akasa phones ni ne bia nye phones ni kwa eye ho akade bi ti se airpod earpiece batteries chargers ni ano dada ba take up e wo bi edema wo mo e wo kaneshi wo mo ebentakwa station ni pe wo mo new branch ne so e wo Accra Central no ntu betimi akọ no akoto phone say ya papa ebo no eda phone bokwa warranty eda so no eno so esun ye papa dada ba take up enwume wo mo so so ya snema ye di no sia kase no ye de abesomo ye wi free ye talent microfinance ye sika krabia aba ebo ni padodo na mo sikasem ekonenim eno nti se wo ye ankranko enwume ko sorry esukufo na mo pe baby edi mo sika esi nkwa dia ye talent microfinance na enwume medium ho adanse edi ama se opebosia ade ahye edwuma ase no talent ebenya bi edi ama no ti bra na fa ho bedom talent no mo ma osika na fa hye edwuma na ga usikasem no entimi engineer ne nan so ye papa fa ma enwume dwumako we adaroma no mo bo mechi do ma mede no si akase no mede ebeso mo enwume nsem no edoso ye papa na de ebedi mo akotine ebi enese eyesam okujeto ablakwa ye minister for foreign affairs no wo chem se Ghana ye embassy ekopiem ewo Iran no eyo china September boss minida ito to do insia no ana wo mbebie ano ewo kwa wo de mu nsem enwume ye de ebeba beso mo sa enso so ana education minister onmonyamfo Haruna Idusu enso abekasa wo chem se aban edisika no sombo 1 billion Ghana cedis edi ato se double track system a wo mo rane ewo my Ghana ha no wo mo hwe na wo mo enja ya ide mu nsem enwume ye de ebeba besomo ye de dwede nsem enso beka ho edi ama deputy minister for agric John Dumelo enso de nsem bi abetudwa enwume eno so ye de mu nsem ye de ebeba besomo kosa ye de ni dede nsem enso beka ho edi ama PCS star abekasa wo chim se ono de Empress gift woni ni asem bia eno nti sansem a mo ka so ni gift Empress gift ewo ntwentwi no wo che se bibia ni hosa eno so ye die mu nhwem ye de ebeba besomo we ni nsem ene afufuro pi enwume ya bo ano ye mi okenkan fo mi de besomo se no nsia kase wo KFM TV ne so enwume ye okenkan fo a wo temenka no edin a meje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah me da ne me ho sima ba me ba nsem ne doso na me hya ase e de ama Adeshimamba yeguso ema wakwaba eda wasise enwume eguso etu TV no ha wo hwe no sia kase wo KFM TV ne so na mekai wo se enwume sem no etwego ewe abe fontentam fidie ne so Facebook any YouTube KFM TV gin channel ntu betimi akohwe bi na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche no so de egu ase ama me kama enwume me share nsem na se ede ama odia ndedwe ana Minister for Foreign Affairs Olmonyamfo Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa accountability series no wo de hye so ewo my Ghana hansem de wo de bi egu kwan ye papa no de tudwa wo chem se Ghana ye embassy ba kwa wo Iran no a be se bosumiense ni wo mo atuma adwuma enkoso wo ho no wo che se sia de Nyankopon aya do ma se embassy no wo mebia ochina September bosumini da etosu du insia ewo afimpinu ni eduonu enum no ana se embassy wo mu bia no ede ama obibia enunti Ghana ye embassy akopiem ewo Iran a wo mo atumbe se bosumi miensa eni etwe no wo china de Nyankopon ya aduma wo mbebia no amedwuma akwasu gidigidi ewo ho wo de nsem etudwa emra wo de accountability series no ehye so ne ho ana ode ne nsem na etudwa ewo ho
between the Islamic Republic of Iran and the State of Israel. The ministry undertook swift and coordinated diplomatic and logistical interventions to ensure the safety of Ghanaian nationals in the affected region. These efforts culminated in the successful evacuation of 17 citizens, underscoring our unwavering dedication to safeguarding the welfare of Ghanaians, irrespective of their location. This operation is another testament of our capacity for rapid response in times of global uncertainty. It reinforces the importance of maintaining strong diplomatic networks and proactive contingency planning through our missions. I can announce that after 3 months of closure of our embassy in Iran, we shall fully reopen tomorrow, the 16th of September 2025. Measures have been put in place to guarantee the safety of our diplomatic staff. The ministry remains vigilant in monitoring international developments and stands prepared to act decisively whenever the safety and security of Ghanaian citizens and our foreign service officials are.
Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, our Minister for Foreign Affairs, wono anode sansem etu dwana ne nsem no ensifa wosan edi to job ma ochese okopiem e wo Cote d'Ivoire menteme ho ase e cost no Ghana for dodo na ana wo mu efiri ho a wo mepiem o my Ghana ochese eye nipa be se 13,253 a wo mu etu fa se o mu bepiem e wo my Ghana henam sa menteme ho ase a ekoso ho no ochese emu be se 8,000 ana se ade wo matimi ebedu o my Ghana ha wo nim se sa nipa 8,000 no wo mu efi Cote d'Ivoire ana abedu o my Ghana mu chese emu dodo na aso embedu ya sesi ade emu be se 5,309 ana wo mu guso a ewo Cote d'Ivoire ho a wo mu ehwe nim se eye mentimi ho ase ebekọ na ewie ye no mo so wo matimi de nhihye pa egu kwam se na be ya wo so wo matimi ebedu wo my Ghana ha wo de nsem ensu editudwa ewo dwumedie no ase.
3-day working visit, I held discussions with my Ivorian counterpart, His Excellency Kaku Huaja Leon Adom, about the displaced Ghanaians in Cote d'Ivoire. After the talks, I led a team to the Bukani region, where some 13,253 displaced compatriots originally sought refuge. My visit was aimed at conveying a special message from President John Dramani Mahama to conduct further assessment of the situation for additional consular assistance, to express Ghana's gratitude to our Ivorian counterparts, and to offer immediate assistance. During my visit, I discovered that about 8,000 Ghanaians have safely returned home. The latest census conducted revealed that the remaining number of Ghanaians in Cote d'Ivoire is 5,309. 5,309, no more 13,253. I delivered a special message from President Mahama, which was a message of peace and forgiveness, and a message appealing to all our compatriots to return home, since government has beefed up security and ensured that normalcy is restored. On behalf of President Mahama, I donated 6 million CFA to cover urgent humanitarian needs and to facilitate logistical requirements for their safe return home. This donation is distinct from other relief items, including food, water, blankets, and medicines already provided through NADMO.
In some way, Anna Okujeto Ablakwa was signed editudra ewo Jumede na say no editudra bi ma ochese okopiem ewo US mine ma and ye Donald Trump wo bone homodin ama nipa dodo na West African form ekopiem ewo ho no wo deport omu hina edi akomukom no no ana ochim say Ghana for aye krado say West African kofo a ye deport omu hina dodo na wo betimi ahwe no magye omu se na be bema asumdwe mapa etimi ebepiem ewo my Ghana ntu wo chese Ghana for edi hihye pa egu kwan se san kofo ina wo betimi receive omu ewo my Ghana ha.
It is important to stress and to state unequivocally that Ghana has not received and does not seek any financial compensation or material benefit in relation to this understanding. Our decision is grounded purely on humanitarian principle and Pan-African solidarity, to offer temporary refuge where needed, to prevent further human suffering, and to maintain our credibility as a responsible regional actor. Ghana's decision must be understood as an act of Pan-African empathy. It is not transactional. Like Rwanda, Eswatini, Uganda, South Sudan, who are welcoming fellow Africans, we are standing up for our brothers and sisters in distress. And this should not be misconstrued as an endorsement of the immigration policies of the Trump administration.
was signed edit to Jabiama, which say a same day passport no, say dear, a buy for Frabe, or Monday she share pa a good crime, say, okay, passport, a can now, passport, a better chance, I won't sack a watcher say. Say, I don't want to share pa a good crime, say, okay, passport, I will put you no more ye papers near them or Sada now, motion him say, one sa, a bet me a car passport, Nissan say, and she share pa any a pa abbey, one more desan share no a good crime, say, Bibisa, a bet me a say, whom he has said, would back off a ye agent, good boys, biaso, watcher say, no, and see that, and say, see, dear, one money penny for a and she share say, same day passport, no, a bet me a bemo, our my Ghana, send a bear, bet me, ama. Corruption the check at share any proyeno ano etimi abrase ede amaye Samuel okujeto ablakwa wono ano signed in same way etuja.
Meanwhile, we are also introducing a same-day passport delivery service for those with emergencies and members of the business community who may require super express service with a shorter turnaround time beyond the expedited service that we already render. And this is also contained in the new fees and charges. So when these new fees and charges matures, you will see that a new service provision will come into force where you can obtain a passport in a day without going through a middleman or a goro boy, as they are infamously called. The era of passport backlogs, I inherited over 70,000 of them, waiting for months before your passport is issued and being exploited by the infamous goro boys, are all behind us now, and we dare say that they are gone for good. Additionally, we have instituted a modernized digital application platform, established a 24-hour customer call center, and streamlined the process flow in partnership with the National Identification Authority.
Samuel okujeto ablakwa awoye Minister for Foreign Affairs ewo my Ghana hanin sema wodi tudwa na enyumreke FM TV so ye de bi sombono na wodi tudwa wo chemu se okopie mu ewo my foforo so Ghana afibia no sika ye say ewo renting so $15 million wo chese eno sika pudo ye papa eninti ni ministry eni mpenifo enso hwese sa sika annually bia no wo mo expend no anase wo mo say no ebetimi aba from ede amomo enu ti sasika na yade a emu eduye papa nti wo mbehwe amasade no wo mo ejan ni nia ma dan bia wo se wo si ewa my foforo so ma Ghana ni bi ekopiem ewo US na ya ban na de ni koya wono so obetimi enya baabi ede ni ti ato na spending na hodo a wo mo spend wo ho no etimi abras ma Ghana yesika sem eno so etimi ejina ne nan so ye papa sa sika no emu edu a ebetimi ede aye bibi papa ewo my Ghana ha ma Ghana enso etimi ejina ne nan so ye pa eno ti sa hyehyɛ no ade a omugu so a wo modi egu kwam se sa sika no wo betimi ede ato ho na beboa ama my Ghana mpuntu dwuma no etimi akonenim ye papa ede amaye.
Net has approved our strategic transition from renting to infrastructure development, STRIDE. So that is what the STRIDE initiative represents. Strategic transition from renting to infrastructure development, STRIDE. Under this landmark policy, the ministry will progressively reduce its reliance on rented facilities for its missions abroad by acquiring and developing permanent state-owned properties. The STRIDE initiative demonstrates our commitment to sustainable diplomacy, fiscal responsibility, and the dignified presentation of Ghana's image internationally. Ghana cannot continue spending $15 million every year on rent for our diplomatic missions. This cannot be judicious use of taxpayer resources. Our image is not enhanced abroad, and it certainly does not do our foreign service any good. The reset agenda demands that we fix this, and I pledge to you that we shall do just that. Following Cabinet's approval and the President's instruction, a transaction advisor has been appointed by the Finance Ministry, and the Finance Ministry has also initiated the process to engage a consortium of banks that will be responsible for funding the STRIDE initiative in a transparent and competitive manner. So far, we have documentation confirming land donation to Ghana in 23 countries for construction of chanceries and residences. These lands will be fully utilized to save costs and drastically reduce the financial burden of Stride. So in 23 countries, we don't have to purchase land. We have donations because of our good bilateral relations with the governments of those countries. And it really cannot be prudent to own lands in these 23 countries and at the same time be renting at really exorbitant costs.
Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa was Minister for Foreign Affairs at my Ghana Hawono Anodin same way abetu Janine Semno one fence was signed edit to job ma watch him say air passport application centers ahodwa e my Ghana hanu sisia de aban ede hihyepa egu kwam say wo metimi atenetene mu ekodu eye bia e bebra watch say eye bogatanga wo mo new office no eyade a wo mawi a wo hwe say October bosume emu no wo metimi ebia no ede ama obibia ma wo mo a wo mo ewo bogatanga ene ne important so wo mo koye passport a womo entimi ambre enunti aban ede hihyepa egu kwam se eye saa sentence na wo metimi ebie mu ede akomiamia bebre na se ne be betimi aboa ama passport ye no eno so ebra ewom no etimi abafom ede ama obibia Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa nsema wode tu dwane nyumre KFM TV yeto aso ede ama
place to open 7 additional passport application centers to cover the 6 new regions and Bolgatanga, the capital of the Upper East region. These parks will be opened this year. I am glad to note that the Bolgatanga Passport Application Center will be fully operational next month, October. I know our compatriots in the Upper East have been agitating for this, and I'm glad that next month your suffering will be over. We apologize to you for all the stress and the hassle, but the wait is over. Next month, I will personally be in Bolga to open this new park.
Ebusiafo enunti semwe ana Minister for Foreign Affairs Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa wode etudwa emra wode ni accountability series no wode hyehyɛ so ewo my Ghana heho ana wode sansemwe na etudwa nyume KFM TV yeso yede bi abesom ye gina ne nseme so na ye twa ye ho akwaje aboafo nkrato abaye ba nsem no edoso na meto so ede ama.
Yo, I'm for and I am Makwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosum, you know, who free a Kumasi Malcolm that Damono, a sunny at the bar at Dumuno, Sabran Udu, a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel, Quantana Sope. Now, shop on any Sambra Hotel and the Dinsha anymore. Would the free Sambra Hotel, a wool sunny at the co, Nankane and Hagan Hono, Annie, a hot and a KFM musical shop. The Tosum, you know, yet be no fofro. Now, the air can say, if you papa a timiche, the Odea sorry, the Ode grow agro ahudo. Tuma de be a woody open here a young fiddy musical instrument piano, a KFM, and to say Ghana Muntie Asante Mai Muntie, a KFM musical shop, Anna Sabre, Yabia no fofro Monochai, a war Premper the 2nd Street. Ufri all may come down na wo sunny ediko adumno ane udu Sambra Hotel Quantana so na wa dane on sunny faso oho ana KFM musical shop yi ewo yene Sambra Hotel ana ehwe animo ye twa abrebia
gina mese se be proud ana se me ye dwa be free Kumasi adum KFM instrument store obi bisa sa se bro men fo de what to no we need see that what dey near my papa e gina wanim na what to no say yes what to no bibi aka wakoma ni nyina free KFM instrument store Kumasi adum so mi gina ho na me to no ma bitimi nya ho me ka fi se fi papa mu anim na mi gina no wo be try ye ko ma ya do se kana twa nanka kana ensamfu ayi
Medo benami Ghana duko do ajakple ho duko kata. Mie cho nyanyu ade vena mi cho Talent Microfinance Limited Gajadopa. Mie wana susu savings, adishare, school buafo, cashback, ple bubwa okata. Nenyebe egajom de mi agbo la letie tomegbeko ateun aho gadodo. Kenenyebe egajom vivi la nenyebe o gahia ola ateun ava de ogai kenehia fa.
Tanenyebe mi foncho mi afa jom yo kenye mi afa gadodo nyawa. Business loan elemiashi, church finance elemiashi, salary loan elemiashi, eye bubo li kenye personal loan. Nenyebe mi foncho business loan a enye gadodo ikemie nana asichalao. Nenyebe washigba keke alum eleswe we have talent. Mi pepegede nwo nenye washigba lesua ne woge wo kekegedeji to talent pomonu ome nenye be mi fonchu mi afa salary loan a enye gado mo mi ke mi vuna mi afa jidudu dola nke ga nyo he ya va talent wo pay slip pe bank statement ye kwenye nwi hia o na kokko ho salary loan le rate mi to keke akeji church financier personal loan va nenye habobo masoli hama eji fufofo sankuo jitao olila ashibobwe kekeake mie flegeno na no hem v choji nto jinwade ware kwereka mo popo kai ganyu he ya talent kuna kpohe ya ole chagbagba na do tare talent bena wo gado mo wa anobobo enami apenami
etibe ya nyafi ke talent la
Talent Microfinance Jengo Amegan Shpe Ape Letina Tejipo Hotame
miape kapomo enya 050-129-1298 alo 050-128-9119 talent woga kwamanu banto
Yetimu hoda
Deshman ba yeguswa emama kwaba edamasi se nyume mugoso etmu TV ho amhwe no si akase wo KFM TV ne so mekoso eka wo se nyume nsem no etwego ewe abefontentam fidie ne so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH eno tu betimi ahwebi na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche no so de guase amame kama meto ansem ne so e de amount dia eye Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayeni wono anode kokobo ene sobo Ghana Bar Association na wo chem se kamia ese Ghana Bar Association wo moja omodwuma ho na sesi ade wo mode wo ho for amanyo ensem wo chese eno enyo omodwuma wo sa bibia no mutimi hwe na edwuma wo sa afibia no wo moye no wo mutimi eye na sesi ade watena se adwe ho edinani atufo mu se Ghana Bar Association sesi ade eye edwuma porte wo so moye wo my Ghana ha no wo moja no ato ho ne mum eye amanyo ensem ana mode wo ho agima abibia no wo mudi amanyo nsem akoni aba wo chese eno eyade bia entwa ye no nti sesi ade e wo se mutimi hwe na edwuma e wo se wo moye no wo mutimi tina se na wo mo eye se edwuma ni ase be betimi aboa ama Ghana ensu etumpon eno nti sa ade na sesi a wo mo eye partisan e wo my Ghana han wo chese eno eyade bia entwa ye no nti wo se wo mutimi hwe na wo mo ejai Attorney General Dominic Ayeni ni nsema wodi etu dwana KFM TV enyumeri yensu yedi bi abesomo na etu ansem ne so enyumeri na yede wo akonsem from dia eye Bono Regional NPP chairman eye Kwame Bafo adodo na nse efre no eye Abronya DC no enche bia ana ban ebefa no kotwe ni kukuma wo kan nsem ba kumienu bia ensem fata edefa ye IGP Miche Inspector General of Police yera eye Christian Tete yo hunu eho a eno enam so mo mbefa eye Abronya DC ekotwe aban kukum ene court de omudi bi akoni abaye papa omo sign ede ne to remand for abeto dwa se eye court agrantini bill a womo ema ne se wontua 50,000 Ghana cedis fa momo ansa wetimi enya no nti se ade abronye DC finally no wenya bill a 50,000 Ghana cedis wo se otimi hwe na wotua edifi ho ansa ne nsem a woka edifa Inspector General of Police IGP ho no womo eje ma womo ejem no mo chese sasike bageni bia enim womo ndia no 50 Ghana no 50,000 Ghana cedis no anomutwa de ama ne se wontua fama Ghana penifo no nti semwe anendedwe efri abonye akachia KFM TV yeso yede abesom wo na yeto ansem ne so edo akonsem from dia Ghana ye mampani abedi echi Jane na opoko agema wo no so abekasa wo chim se ade Ghana ye fa ahode no enjina ne nan supi eno nti wo sa bibia no yetimi eboye homode na ye ma Ghana security ho nsem na yetimi jina ne nan so na yetimi hwe na ye bo ye man ho ban ye papa pesa se sovereignty no ade a incomplete eno nti abibia no o se yetimi ma Ghana etimi eda yakoma so na ye bo ho ban ede ma ye na Jane na opoko agema ne sama wodi tu dwane nwumre metwa so ede amo
in the attack on Ghana Navy ship Yogada in Liberia 35 years ago. But we also remember all who died in similar circumstances and in accidents. Ladies and gentlemen, this occasion, while solemn, is also an opportunity to commend our servicemen and women. As a coastal nation, the preservation of Ghana's security and sovereignty is incomplete without maritime security. Although the Gulf of Guinea faces various security threats, our maritime domain remains relatively safe. We owe the security to the Ghana Navy. Government has been made aware of the constraints facing the Navy, including insufficient platforms and other facilities. We are exploring every avenue to better equip the Ghana Navy and will tackle the other challenges with the urgency they deserve.
Ana mampani abedi Jane na opoko agima wono anode sansem we etudwa KFM TV enso yede bi abesomo na eto ansem ne so edo akọ adesua ho nsem so dia Minister for Education onyamyam for Haruna Idrisu wono so enyume waba monti mo abekasa wo chem se sesi ade wo stress ye behwe ama bokon mentime ho ase ekoso ho no asumdwe mapa ebetimi epie mo ho na bibia sukufo a omo hwa omo sua de no adesua no ebetimi akoso tote ede ama omo se sukufo sua de na bibia ntokwa ene mentime ho ase koso a eno ade bia edwa ye kwa no nti wo se asumdwe mapa etimi epie mo ewo boko ene ne important na wo san edit sukufo enim se wo mo hwe na bibia no wo mo ema mo adesua no enko nkan enfa mo ye papa Haruna Idrisu wo Minister for Education nsema wodi etudwa na yedi bi esomo.
When I arrived at the home of the regional minister, I know what I'm coming to say will send some ripples somewhere. I was given a bulletproof jacket to wear. Did you hear that? When I arrived, I'm sure my bodyguard is wearing it somewhere. I was given a bulletproof jacket to wear. I declined to wear it, not because I don't value or cherish my life, because I value yours too. But more importantly, it was to send a signal that bulletproof doesn't belong to an academic learning environment. It does not. Today, tomorrow, and forever, we should not encourage even the mere presence of police and military on this learning environment is wrong enough. It does not provide for a conducive learning atmosphere and environment that you need to thrive in your studies. So now you've seen the second reason why I decline wearing the bulletproof. Because you all would have been asking, where is mine? and what happens next. So for you as young learners, I bring you best wishes from President Mahama. And be assured that next year, under the reset agenda of President Mahama, government will spend 1 billion Ghana cedis of GET fund to deal with expanded infrastructure to respond to the double track system. The president have already instructed the Minister for Finance to incorporate this in his 2026 budget. As I arrive, you know I want you to clap for me in a year's time, even though many of you today are exiting.
Haruna Idrisu was Minister of Education wano anodin semwe etu dwa na ne nsem no wan fancy kwa wasan editu dwa bi ma wo che se ugo piem awoye senior high schools ahodo e wo my Ghana ha double track system ana wo mo running na ban we ya wabe eye Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo chimu se eye double track system no edin sunso so boni ene ebre education system na emma ade adisua entime enko nenim emfa ma obibia enu ti sesi ade wo hwe se sa double track no wo betwem enu enam so ma ban edisika no sombo 1 billion eye Ghana cedis ana odi ato a wo che se o mo fa hwe na o mo fa nkate eye double track system no wo mo fa enyi enfi wo se na be ya bibia no eye school fon kodan wo madisua no ebetimi egina ne nan so na san akonenim ye papa ede ama obibia Haruna Idrisu wono ano san ejina mampeni John Dramani Mahama nema wodi nsem na esan editudra.
I'm in discussion with President Mahama and in discussion with the Minister for Finance. We need to work to end double tax system, arguably that have impacted negatively on learning outcomes in our schools. Let's not make pretense about it. Next year, we intend to spend 1 billion Ghana cedis to end the double tax system. Some of that money, which will come from GET fund, will be to support infrastructure. Where the gap is with furniture, we will deal with it. And where we need to give you a new facility to expand your admission quota to higher numbers, we will do so. So that before 2028, we know what 28 means. Before we get there, you know with me that I campaign in close, and then we work as a government, as Shakespeare said. Did you hear that? We'll do both. So thank you very much. It's a whistle stop. I just got into Zebula and back. I'm happy what I saw. They also do have infrastructure challenges. Dormitories, girls' dormitory, as I saw in Zebula, very poor state, and even where they were writing their exams. Furniture, we will deal with all that in the coming years. Largely, 2026 was a correctional year for President Mahama and the Minister for Finance, and to right some of the wrongs of the past. I mean, you saw the border Kulmopong road. It's because of the excessive borrowing. Many of those projects have come to a standstill. I'm not responsible for roads, but I'm certain that in the coming months, you will see the contractor back to site. There is a number of 14 projects I know the Minister for Finance is discussing with the President, which were I'm doing a delegate. So you will get the contractor back outside. After all, we awarded it even on contract. Those of you who will be sincere and honest to the fact. I still remember that contract being awarded. So a number of them, not all, there are about 14 stalled projects which will come back for work. Education will benefit from 2 of those projects. I mean that the impact of debt exchange on some loan-funded projects we have stabilized the economy. So 14 of those projects will be given life again, including the Tibet project of 158 million euro, which was funded by Planet Core. We'll make sure that it's done. So if you're a beneficiary of it, they will also come back to site. Burger Kulmapong will be, the contractor will be back to site. We like to take 1 hour, 5 minutes to go to Bokum and don't come and spend 3 hours. I've always reminded our colleagues, we went around with the president, we know what the deplorable state of the roads were. President Mahama will, in the next few weeks, go around and start commissioning the big push road projects. So I expect that if you are lucky, you probably may come the way of Upper East Region to do that. So thank you for the honor of hosting me. I will allow 2 comments from the teachers so that I can carry some of the problems back to Accra. One,
Ebusia for nunti eyo swafa wo hwe ya desua ho ensem so e wo my Ghana ha no Haruna Idrisu wo no ana ode sansem we na etudwa elhosa ye gina ne nsem so ne ye de adesua nsem no ye de aba na wie ye na mato ansem ne so e de akonse fufuru mu eye land minister eye onmunyamfo Emmanuel Amakofiboa wono so e de abetudwa wo chem se si ade omode hihye pa egu kwan ma illegal miners ha wo my Ghana ha no wa wo ye galamse ansa ebeso mu no womo de punishment ahodo no egu kwan se wo behwe amasa punishment no eniwu edini ye papa person se ye na ye hwe enim se galamse a ekoso wo my Ghana ha no ye betimi aboye homodin na yakon etia enu nti se wo de wo ntiefo na obekoso a aye galamse no na sensa eso mu a wo behwe amamra no eniwu edino senia ese efata Minister for Lands eye Emmanuel Amakofiboa ne nsema wodi etudwa na Numeric FM TV enso ye de bi esomo.
I think that the reports on the activity levels of water is already known. We are determined to ensure that we turn all of these around and make sure that our forests will be green and our waters will be blue. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, when it comes to the fight against illegal mining, is very determined and committed. But let us be clear. We are a coordinating ministry to ensure this happens. And that's exactly what we are doing today. We are working with the Attorney General to make sure that when arrests are made, that they are prosecuted, that we push all the way to the end. We are working with the Ministry of Transport. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 8 years period, the issue of tracking of excavators that come to the country was basically non-existent. Today, we are very proud that we are tracking it, working closely with the Ministry of Transport, making sure that before it leaves the port, we track and geofence it. So if you say you are going to Obuasi, we track you to Obuasi and you geofence it in the Omani area. So far, we came and we had not even tracked more than 50 excavators. Today, we have tracked more than almost 800 excavators in our system. And we are pushing to make sure that every excavator in this country is already in the system that will be tracked and geofenced. We are working closely with the Ministry of
Busia for Emra wade ne nsem ebewie no anapa kwesi scan for do no so ekasaya wo chem se tesi ade galamse a ekoso ewo my Ghana ha no wo mo ebehwe ama no etimi abras ye papa enu nti Ghana for enka makoma ento omoyem na nyese omoye omoni afri galamse so de bi eyade omuguso a ede nhihye pa egu crime se galamse no wo betimi aso ano ede amobibia ewo my Ghana ha pa kwesi wono so anodin semu etudwa ma woni nsem twofo hia ya woni wo mo etwetwe nkomo.
I was making a case for the reason why the declaration of a state of emergency is not an active consideration now. How that the reason we were calling for it back then was principally because of the 9 forest reserves which had become no-go areas. But as of now, through the instrumentality and ingenuity of the ministry, we've been able to repossess, even though we understand that there is a mild resurgence in those specific areas. But generally, when you are looking at the policies that the ministry have rolled out so far, in terms of dealing with the elephant in the room, all of them have ticked the boxes. All of them have been very resourceful. of course, we understand the impatience of Ghanaians, how that they keep on seeing the devastated portions of land, the polluted bodies and all of that. And therefore, logically, it is understandable that the demands are repeated and insistent. But, Winston, the truth of the matter is that, of course, we can all agree, Galamsey did not begin in the past administration. It's been with us for a long time. But then it deepened over the last 8 years. And so the truth of the matter is that a menace that had deepened over the last 8 years, with the greatest of respect and not to sound dismissive or condescending, cannot automatically be undone within a 9-month period. But that notwithstanding, we now have to look at what the ministry is doing and how far we have come so far.
Ebusiafo enu nti Parkwesi ne nsema a wono so wodi tudwa efa Galamsey hu no anenwume KFM TV ye de bi ebesom wo se no sia kase e wo KFM TV ne so ye to ansem ne so e de ama odi a nyina ni se uduani ekopie mo e wo Asante Mantema e ya Asante Hima the late Asante Hima Nana Konedu ye adom a otoso miensa no e ade a wato anananum e wo nsie do na wo August bosome ne da etoso eduonu ba ko mu ana omode ne 1 week celebration no wo mode ehye so na sesi ade emre edu se yekope eye Nana Konedu eye yi adom a otoso miensa no yekope ne krabe ne no enam so ma Asante Hene otumfo 82 a otoso mienu no wo de ne funeral right no wo mode hye so a wode na wotwe baako esiwa woche se no ana omodi ye eye ina ede ama oheman nende ana omohye adwumedie na se akopie mu ewa Asante Mantema menhia palisa eye nipa bebre na ebo dompem ekopie mu hɔ a eye Asante Hima eye ni funeral right no eno ana omuguso a wo mode hye so ehɔ no KFM TV yenso etwa bi ede ebetweo. Ebusiafo enu nti endede ekopie mu ewa Asante Mantema amanie ene eye we ane course hɔ a the late eye Asante Hima Nana yi adom Konedu a otoso miensa no ni funeral right celebration no ana egusa o mode hyehyɛ so ɛwɔ sa no ye gina so na madane me ho sima ba me ba me de sem no ekɔ edwadi emu. Adeshima Baye do Ekwe nsemu dia Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture Eyon Mwanya for John Dumelo wono so abekasa watchim say sesi ade aban ebo ne homodin say eye seed regulations no eko eye West Africa na obetimi abon homodin ahyemuke na se ne be ya ebetimi aboama Ghana ya agriculture sector no eno so etimi akonkan na akoninim ede amaye papa John Dumelo wodin nsemu etudwe mra woni nsemtwofo shaya wone womo etwetwe nkomo ye de ne nsema odi tudwa no ye de bi esomo.
Some countries are doing less than that. I mean, Ghana is currently doing 30% of using certified seeds. I mean, the developed countries are using more than 95%. And so it's important for us to be able to certify most of the seeds that we use and improve on our cultural value space, because 30% is significantly low, even though if you take West Africa is high, but significantly low when it comes to the other developed countries. And so we hope and pray that in the next coming years, you know, we'll increase that 30% to maybe 60 or 70. But it's also important to know that whilst we are increasing it to that, we should also carry our brothers and sisters along in West Africa so that we'll all be on the level.
Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture John Dumelo wono anodin semu etudwe enyumre KFM TV yesu ye dibi abesomo ye gina so na enyumre madani me ho sima ba me ba me den sem no eko enigedie emu. Adeshimamba medewo ekwe nigedi nsemu dia Ghana nyumtuni ya eba ne gospel nyumto a obone homodi wo mu ye papa eye PSS ta wono ana wo mu bisa se oni Empress Gift wo montem etisen na ekame ayese okoye abefu ntintam fidie ne so anipa dodo na esusu se eye Empress Gift wo ni PSS ta wo montem enhyeda enye fine sa ne no ana dedu PSS ta aba montima wa be kasa wo chem se One Empress Gift die wo mu ninta wantawa bia wo mo eye fine enu ti sansem a etwegu e wa be fontita fidie nso se wo mo enkasa wo mo nye fine ni ade wo cheso no kwa bia enim enu nti wuti ana wa bobi atu egu isanse woni Empress Gift wo mo etise ba fine any form abribia no wo mo ekasa de hu hia se wo mbeka no eyade a woni ni hia wo mo ebonko mo ye papa enu nti sem a etwegu o abe fontita fidie ne so no no kwabia eni menu tuti bia na wabo atu egu PSS ta ni sema wodi tudwema woni nsem chofo share twetwe nkomo no efa Empress Gift ho no eno ananyume KFM TV enso ye de bi abesomo ye gina eye ne nsem iso na enyume no nsia kase no ye de nia aba na wie ye enyume nsem no na edos ye papa na de di mu akutini ebie ne se Minister for Foreign Affairs Onmunyan for Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa echem se Ghana ye embassy a ewo Iran no eye ochina no ana wombe bia no eye September bosumi ne da etosudu insia no ana wombe bia no ewo ho be se bosumi ensanie ana wo mo atuma ide mu nsem ye de ebesom sa enso so an education minister Onmunyan for Haruna Idrisu echem se aban edisika no sombo 1 billion Ghana cedis ede atuo se wo mo fa enhwe na double track system no wo mo fa entwemu a ide mu nsem yede ebesomo enyumesa yede dwede nsem ense ka ho edema Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture eye John Dumelo wono so ebekasa fa Ghana ya agri sector no ho a yede emunchemu yede ebesomo yede ni dede nsem enso eka ho edema eye PSC Esther HM se woni Empress Gift eye intawantawa bia endom tem wo mu ye kama enunti wuti sansem ni bi wo e abefo ntentam fidie ne so a na wabo atu egu elhosa weni nsem ene afufro pi ananyume ye boa na eyemi okenkan foi mede besom se no nsia kase wo KFM TV ne so ye beda ya boa foi na ase KFM Musical Center dadaba tech hub na talent microfinance ye beda omo ase se nyume wo mutimi ebo ye chido ma ye di no nsia kase no ye de ebesom ye beda wo so a utifi abribia no wudu efidie no eto ha wo hwe ye no ye da mo ina se production team no ye bedo mo so ase se wo mo eboa ema kase boy etimi ebe mo me sorry so a ebo no wotwe pepepa Enoch Kofi Adadebo enso the sports report ebeto aso de amon kenka for nwume team nka no edin ameje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah makramina.